With the union they made gains, but sweat labor still remains. Now we're back again to fight another day.
Many of us first became involved in labor issues through the United Students Against Sweatshops, a national campaign to make universities like Harvard accountable for the overseas sweatshops that make university-licensed apparel. As we've gotten to know workers on campus, we've come to realize that they face many of the same obstacles as those in sweatshops: union busting, poverty wages, lack of benefits, and long working hours. We've come to understand the living wage struggle as one piece of the larger, ongoing struggle to resist corporate-driven globalization.
I think there's an important link between the struggle for the living wage and the anti-globalization struggle. And the key thing is that both of those campaigns are saying that human values and values of equity, values of democracy, values of justice should supersede markets. That the market is not the sole arbiter of what's acceptable. That in fact the market should not determine all of our relationships.
We've been organizing the community around this issue for 3 years. That's what we need to return to. Calling students to attend our 3 daily rallies, pressing alumni to withhold donations, and coordinating solidarity actions with workers and unions around the country. Hundreds of formerly passive supporters are becoming active and politicized, putting pressure on Harvard that we could never have exerted ourselves. Workers speak in front of the building, the Ruckus Society runs civil disobedience trainings, and clergy conduct religious services in the yard. Thanks to the work of supportive professors, over 300 faculty members have thrown their weight behind the living wage too.
This is the CBS Evening News with John Roberts.
Harvard students are demanding higher pay for hundreds of campus workers.
Poverty wages at Harvard are gaining national attention. This is just what we are aiming for, but the issue's high profile may backfire. The business executives who comprise the Harvard Corporation and have final authority on this issue don't want this kind of labor precedent set. It may inspire similar actions against other employers.
I first want to salute the students who are willing to put themselves at risk, to stand up, to speak out, to put a face on people who are often invisible in our society.
We can't work anymore like that. And we work hard to make constable offices, clean toilets, all right? Nice cafeterias. People like me, a janitor, they never talking louder like I did or march in the street complaining. But it's something different. I never did that before in my whole entire life. I never think I can talk in, speak in public like that. And I never thought that I have a courage to do it. But the courage is not for me. The people around me gave me this courage, support, And like I said in the beginning, I didn't care if I lost that job really, But at least we lost him fighting.
A student sit-in for higher wages for university employees turns into a rally at Harvard University. 7's Douglas Zader is live on campus.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty big event here. Let me give you a quick tour around here. You see all the students gathered behind me waiting for another big group of students to come here. Further over here to your right, you see the actual building that students have taken over. There are about 40 students still inside there. They can't leave because if they do leave, police will not let them back in.
These are Sky Eye 4 pictures of a student protest that started within the past hour. You can see demonstrators now marching in the streets. They're demanding the university pay better wages to non-faculty employees.
Today it was the janitors' turns to protest. Several dozen of them walked from Harvard Yard over to Holyoke Hall to confront the director of Harvard's Office of Labor Employee Relations. They're demanding that $10.25 an hour. One of those protesting, a janitor who currently takes home $309 a week after taxes.
Right now, I make $10 an hour. That's with over 4 years service. I started at $8.55 an hour.
Can you live on that?
No. reason I'm living now is because I'm eating up money I had in the retirement fund.
Hundreds of custodians and dining hall workers from the Harvard Medical School joined the cause today with a campus march of their own. Workers say they want to tighten their bond of solidarity with the students and won't go away until they're guaranteed a raise.
Several hundred students came to this rally today, and recently they've gotten some pretty powerful support. Yesterday, Senator Kennedy came by here, and they also have the support of the AFL-CIO.
There is no power and no immovable object that will not move.
Administrators say they won't negotiate until protesters leave the building. But the protesters aren't budging, making it likely they'll leave either in victory or in handcuffs.
Unions give an organized voice. And if you contract out, union bust, or otherwise make it impossible for workers and students to have an organized voice, you don't shut them up. You just get collective bargaining by riot.
As the threat of wildcat strikes and spreading civil disobedience continues, students and workers force the administration to negotiate a settlement. Only 1 week after President Rudenstein pledged to resign before giving in, community pressure finally compels him to accept a moratorium on outsourcing, unprecedented wage increases, and a committee to overhaul university labor policies.
For 21 days, they have occupied Harvard Yard and part of the administration building. Today, the students earned a victory for 2,000 Harvard employees.
Now we struggle together. It shows you what unity can do. We actually can take on Harvard University and win.
Since May 2001, worker-student alliances have founded more than 40 new living wage campaigns on campuses nationwide. The struggle continues.